A story a week, the mind's masterpiece, a work of art from heart to heart. Tales of wonder, wonder she inspires. Upon her canvas, worlds are built, hearts are healed, hopes restored, dreams revealed, puzzles solved, faiths take flight, good works are born. A story a week. Sit back and relish this week's story.
At the threshold, light is breaking, unseen seeds are waiting still. I may not see, but I believe God is faithful. Yes, He will. Steps of faith, though small, endure. Through the silence, hope is sure. Every shadow, every test leads me closer to.
We love to give testimonies when breakthrough is already here, when everything is looking clear. But breakthrough begins in the spirit long before it shows up in the physical. That's when faith develops legs and hands, taking small steps, deliberate steps to align the unseen with the seen. There are days I hit publish and only one view appears, and faith in those moments looks like continuing when the numbers don't make sense, when the comments are missing, when the silence feels heavier than criticism, tempting you to quit, especially in a time where algorithms measure success by likes and shares and followership. People have asked me, how many followers do you have? How many likes? Valid question, but dangerous if they skew your perspective. One has to stay strong-willed, having one's eyes fixed on the vision, else you risk quitting too early. And yet, here I am, 40 episodes later. For me, this is not just another episode, it's a marker, a threshold. If you know the Bible, you know 40 is never just a number. Again and again, 40 marks a crossing over into something new. 40 is wilderness before promise. 40 is rain before the rainbow. 40 is testing before triumph. Think of Moses, 40 years in the wilderness, a long, arduous time. But in that desert, he encountered God on holy ground. God met him there, instructing, refining, and preparing him for the leadership role that awaited, leading the Israelites out of Egyptian bondage. Moses' wilderness was not wasted. It was sacred preparation. Later, he spent 40 days on Mount Sinai, waiting on God for the law. 40 days of silence, of solitude, and divine instruction, shaping him with clarity and patience for the task ahead. Think of the Israelites who, under his leadership, wandered for 40 years, learning to trust God's provision. Trust wasn't automatic. Faith had to be cultivated through every trial. Think of Elijah too, who experienced discouragement in his wilderness, but God sent an angel to strengthen him, reminding him that provision and encouragement come even when we feel alone. And we have Noah, who built the ark while the world mocked him. Years of preparation and 40 days of rain tested his focus. Yet he stayed faithful, undeterred by ridicule and trusting the unseen promise that would save his life. Then there's Jesus, who spent 40 days in the desert, fasting and praying and resisting temptation, emerging in the power of the Spirit. This podcast has been my wilderness classroom where unseen work, endurance, and faithful consistency prepare the way for clarity, strength, and the next steps that God has planned for me. And I too, like all these Bible characters, have walked and I'm still walking through seasons of refining. I am being instructed, shaped with patience, taught to trust, cultivating faith, and strengthened to resist the urge to throw in the towel. There have been weeks where views trickled in like drops of water, barely noticed. Weeks with no likes, no comments, no visible affirmation. And I asked myself, should I keep going? But through all of this, I've learned one crucial thing. Celebrate consistency. Celebrate every step you keep taking, even when no one notices, even when the world measures success by likes or views. Reaching this 40th episode, I see in myself the ability to persist, the courage to stay faithful to something that is often unseen. That's God's grace at work. Keeping my eyes on the goal reignites the inner fire. Likes and comments are sparks, yes, and they are beautiful, but they are not the measure of success. They are not the flame either. The true fire is the spirit within, which keeps telling you, keep going. Behind every story I've told is another story that runs in the background, the story of faith, which is forged in the hidden hours where only God sees. It grows in silence, in the long seasons when every step feels the same. Sometimes it's like standing at a locked door, knocking with no sound on the other side. But these are places where trust is trained and roots grow deep. And maybe you're listening today from your own 40. Maybe your wilderness is a stalled career. Maybe it's a dream that seems paused. Sometimes it's prayer countless times without response. Your wilderness is God's proving ground. He's watering the seeds beneath the surface. He's strengthening what you cannot see. He's preparing the threshold for you to step through. It's the unseen breath before the first note soars. It's scales before the song. It's hiddenness before harvest. And if you are standing at your own threshold today, step forward. Trust Him. The God who was faithful at episode 1, the emergence, is faithful at episode 40, the threshold and beyond. For me, this 40th episode is the threshold into the next God has already prepared. I may not see it yet, but I believe it.
At the threshold,
The threshold calls you to honor your consistency. Celebrate every brave step that you take, even when the world and its algorithms count likes and views and followership, status quo, wealth, and what have you. The real measure is faith in motion. So keep moving, keep trusting, stepping forward, though unseen, but steadfast. May this story inspire you to step onto your threshold into your promise. The God who has been faithful from the start will not stop now.